Hey y'all. Welcome back to my channel. Thank you all for, all six of y'all for coming to see a player. I'm doing well. I had a pretty good day today. But we gonna get right into it. I'm gonna just go ahead and announce what I'm drinking ahead of time. That way nobody asks. I'm drinking a strawberry Angry Orchard. So if you see this little cup come up, that's what's happening. Okay, so the first thing I wanted to talk about is I saw this video on the Instagrams, and it was like this lady. It was like this older lady. She was crying. Actually, I'm gonna insert the video so y'all know what I'm talking about.
This is a message to my mothers. If you got daughters and you got sons and they up in age and they making money, my daughter is spending $300 on mirrors, $400 on chairs, $600 on bundles and stuff. So I asked her, Naya, can you at least start helping something? I'm on a fixed income. I got congestive heart failure. So I'm like, Naya, can you at least help pay a bill or something? Because that's when I was 16 and got a job, my mama gave me the water bill. I was responsible for the water bill. I don't have them to pay nothing. Just $100 would do. $100 would do. But I did the most unthinkable. Because I got so upset. Because I made my baby daddy come get his kids. I took her phone, I paid that phone bill, I paid everything. And all I'm asking you to do is help me. Mothers, fathers, when your children get up in age, let them pay a bill. Because when they get older and they out on their own, these bills come first. They come first. I made her daddy come get her. And I told him I don't want them back at my house. But I can't live without my babies. I'm going to go pick up my baby. I think I'm going to give
So you saw in the video how, she's talking about her daughter and like how her daughter is not helping, and all she's asking for at least $100 or whatever. And I like to read the comment sections and stuff because I like to know how people think about things. Now, how I personally interpret it as, I don't, I have a thing. Like, one of the reasons why I myself am choosing not to have children is because, like, the biggest thing is I cannot afford them. I cannot afford them. And, I don't know. It might be a bit of an unpopular opinion, but like, would it be nice for your kids to help you? Sure, but should you bank on them helping you? No. And it, like, to me, it kind of falls in the same line as like when people, like, I see a lot of times that when people say that the people who say they don't want to have children and they follow through with not having children, one of the comments that I see for people who are parents is that, well, you're not going to have anybody, you're going to die alone, you're not going to have anybody to take care of you when you get older. And, like, I don't think there is any unselfish reason to have children, especially in this day and age. But, like, having kids, and one of your reasons for having them is being that, they're gonna take care of you when you get old. Like, that's not guaranteed whatsoever. Like, I can say a lot of people in their old age knows that, like, depending on what kind of parent you was, your kids might not be fooling up with you like that. And then two, like, even if you were a decent parent, that's still not guaranteed that your kid is going to take care of you when you get older. And I think this video is the situation. I kind of feel for the mom in one aspect because clearly she's having health issues. And, you know, maybe when she had her kid, like, she was in the financial position to do what needed to be done. And she said that she didn't ask them for anything. So, you know, who can foresee that they're going to have issues to the point where, you know, where they were able to cover something before, they're not able to do it now. So I feel for the mom in that aspect. And it would be nice if the daughter would help out. However, like the people calling the daughter selfish and heartless and all these different things about how she is spending her money, like I don't know, like I can't really get down with that either, because like she's a kid and her money should be her own to spend in the way that she wants. um yeah, like she's a kid. I don't agree with the idea that, you know, kids have to be responsible for adult things too early. And there's a difference. Like, you can teach a kid responsibility, but I think my problem lies is the mom is trying to teach her kid responsibility out of desperation. It wasn't a thing for her to think about teaching her kid responsibility until she needed something. And I think that's where the problem comes in for me. Like, you want to paint your daughter as this like terrible person because you're all of a sudden putting something on her that was never an expectation before because you're desperate. So I mean, that's just me. And then there was also people in the comments like basically trying to what's the term that we use nowadays? Slut shame the daughter, basically implying that her having all of that money is like she's basically, you know, doing something ulterior for it. Which she could be. She could be. But like you don't know that, and that's like a weird thing to assume. Um that's like an extremely weird thing to assume. Especially like we don't know nothing about this girl. We don't know where she live, where she work at. Like we don't know none of that. Yeah, it like there's kids nowadays who have their own businesses. I just saw a TikTok earlier today where a 17-year-old was saying that her mom had to quit her job to help her with her business because like the volume was just that high. So it's just like I don't like those type of assumptions, especially in reference to like little black girls. Like we get enough demonization and sexualization as it is, and we don't really need to be like, as black people, as black women specifically, to be trying to push that narrative out there, especially when you don't have nothing to go by. But yeah, that's my whole spiel on that thing. Like, I feel for the mama, but at the same time, like, it's not your kid's responsibility to hold you up. And I know that people have different opinions about that, but that's just kind of what it is. Like, your kid isn't here to be your helpmate. Like, that's something your husband's supposed to do. That's something your parents are supposed to do. But your kid is not here to be your helpmate. And like, it would be nice if the daughter was willing to help, but just because she's not, that doesn't mean that she deserves to be kicked out or berated. Like, that's not her responsibility. So there's that. Okay, another thing that I saw on Beyonce's internet that had me just like, what is going on? What is going on? Is this whole Jim Jones like telling folks that his mama taught him how to kiss.
Like what? My first condoms, shit like that. My mom taught me how to kiss when I was younger.
What did she tell you to do?
She told me how to tongue kiss when I was younger.
Like what's the instructions?
It wasn't no instructions. She showed me with her mouth. Like she
kissed you?
It's my mother.
No, I'm just
okay.
I love it. My parents never
like actually like put her tongue in his mouth to teach him how he was supposed to do it as a kid. And then on the like other side of that, people making comparison to Jada Pinkett Smith saying that her grandma talked to her about self-pleasure.
My grandmother taught me about self-pleasuring because she wanted me to know that that pleasure was from me.
Exactly.
She didn't want me to fall into the hands of a man, and if he gave me pleasure, to think that that was him.
Yeah.
And she taught me at 9.
Now, first of all, we gotta make a distinction here, because for like with Jim Jones said his mom gave him a hands-on tutorial on how he's supposed to be out here, you know, kissing folks, versus Jada Pinkett Smith's grandma told her about self-pleasure. And like, y'all, there's some people out there that are making this the same thing, and it's apples and oranges. Like, there's a difference between a hands-on demonstration and educating. There's a whole difference. And I know people say 9 is too young, but I know I got my period when I was 10. Yeah, I got my period when I was 10. I started liking boys when I was 11. Like, every girl that I knew had boyfriends, and not necessarily everybody was having sex, but like, once you start getting interested in the opposite sex, actual sex is sure to follow in some form or fashion. Like, it might not be, you know, full-on intercourse penetration, but like, once you start liking the opposite sex, or whoever it is that you like, because not all kids, you know, like opposite sex, some like the same sex, but naturally, once you start being interested in that way, and then you got puberty starting to come up at the same time, naturally you start to explore. So I don't think, you might want to, I don't know, but I just don't feel like 9 is too young of an age, especially considering all those factors, to like at least start talking about like sex. I don't think, I personally don't think it's too young. The thing that's floating around Beyonce's internet is Ari Fletcher, that's her last name, yeah, Ari Fletcher, and her comments surrounding domestic abuse, and then more specifically, her getting dropped from Fenty as a result. And again, it's another one of those situations where, especially if like your money comes from it's the same thing with like the Baby and Boosie. Like, people can have their opinions. You can have your opinions. Your opinions can be trash. Let's get that there. Your opinions can be trash, but you can have your opinions. But like, when your money's on the line, when your reputation is on the line, you might want to be a little careful about the things that you just so boastfully say. Like, you might want to take a few 10 minutes to think about it before you publicize it, because like, you're in the public eye. It's going to be scrutiny, and people like to say like, oh, everybody's so sensitive, and why do you take the internet so serious, and yada yada, blah 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 blah, and it's just like, no. It's not how that works. Like, if you got an opinion, that's the thing. People think that, you know, oh, because I have an opinion and I'm a human, or what the fuck, we're not cussing, I'm a human or whatever, like, I should just be free to say this. And it's like, no, like, sure, you got the freedom of speech, but you also got the freedom to get your, okay? So, you know, like, you can say what you want, but everything you say has consequences. Everything you do has consequences. So, yeah. And just because something is cool for you to say, that don't, like, people like to police how people are supposed to take it and how people are supposed to feel about somebody saying something that offends you. And it's just like, nah, like, I'm a person who is very in tune with my feels. If you hurt my feelings, I'm gonna let you know that you hurt my feelings. And, you know, you can call me sensitive, you can call me weak, you can call me whatever it is you want to. That's fine, that's your prerogative. But I am not emotionally stunted in any form or fashion. If you hurt my feelings, we are going to talk about it. And if you try to, you know, not change from hurting my feelings, then I'm gonna just leave you alone. I'm gonna leave you where you at, because, you know, I got this thing called boundaries. And you're gonna respect my boundaries, or you just ain't gonna see me. And some people don't care. Like, literally, I've had people like, yo, I don't like this, and they're just like, I'm still gonna do what I want. Cool. Like, we ain't gotta talk. It be that simple. We ain't gotta talk. But yeah, I mean, I kind of got off topic. But in terms like one of the biggest things that has happened in Rihanna's career is, you know, Chris Brown beating her up and us all seeing the photos to prove said thing. So I don't understand why these ladies, cause didn't Drea get dropped not too long ago for the same thing? It's just like I don't know why y'all keep playing with this lady. I don't know why you thought that was gonna smooth over well. But you know what? Ari probably don't even care. Honestly, truly, Ari probably don't even care. She probably don't give a single damn. Cause like she seems to be one of those people that like I said what I said. Okay. Like I don't think I've ever seen Ari apologize for nothing. So you know what? We having this like people having all of these think pieces. I don't even think Ari care. So we gonna move on from that. Now to switch this thing up just a little bit, let us talk about the CDC with a 5-day recommendation to, you know, quarantine with this whole COVID situation, Ms. Rona. I'm gonna need for whoever's working at the CDC to get their life. I'm gonna need for them to get their life and hold on to it and examine it real close, because for what and for why? Like, especially right now, I done known so many people who this little Omarion variant has put them down for the count. Like, I don't get it. Like, the numbers is increasing. There's 16 different variants now, and that's when you decide, oh, we're gonna go to 14 to 10 to 5 days. Like, the sense is not sensing. The math is not mathing. I don't know who is in charge, but they need to be fired immediately because this don't make no sense. Also, can we talk about all these different variants? Like, this is getting on my nerves. First, we had, you know, the regular just COVID-19. That was that. She was cute. She was a moment. And then we went into what? The Delta? Okay. And then there was like some variant in between that didn't really last long. It just popped on the scene for a little bit and dipped out. Then we got into Omarion. And now, like, in the last 3 days, I felt like I done heard about like 4 different variants. With the IHU, the what is the Flurona? What is the Flurona? Like, I hate to say it like this, but I feel like a black person was in charge of that, because that seems like something we would name. Like Flurona, that sounds like us. That sounds like something we would be in charge of. And then like right before I started this video, I saw something about another variant. I can't remember the name, but like another variant that's popping up on the scene. Like, I'm gonna just stay in the house. Like, I had all the plans in the world in 2022 to pop out. I plan to get my international travel on this year. I'm planning to go to Jamaica, also go to Bali, and you know, a few other places around the States, but those are my international travel plans. But it's just like, and I'm vaccinated, but it's I'm sick of this. I'm sick of this. Like, especially with like, it seems like the more affected we get, the more like folks that's supposed to be getting a handle on this, they not handling it. They're not handling it whatsoever. Y'all know that Taco Bell got chicken wings, and I don't know, in a funny way, I feel like this is gonna be like, because when it came to, you remember Popeyes a few years ago, I to this day, I've never had a Popeyes chicken sandwich because of the way that y'all acted about them chicken sandwiches. I absolutely refuse. But these Taco Bell chicken wings, like, Taco Bell's selling chicken wings, it seems weird. I've seen some weird things that are absolutely magical, so I'm just like, yeah, I want to try it. I went by my local Taco Bell to get some, and they were out. But I'm just kind of scared, just a little bit, that it's gonna be like the same type of vibe as the Popeyes chicken wing thing. And if that's the case, like I'm gonna have to X this off. I'm like one of those people, like things that are like super popular, I'm real hesitant about. Like, for example, I just started reading the 50 Shades of Grey novels. Just started reading them. It took me years to watch Twilight. I still haven't read the books, but it took me years to even watch the movies, because it's just like y'all be wildin', and when it don't live up to how hard y'all be wildin', I be mad. So yeah, when it comes to the things that everybody else is doing and like in mass, I just be like, let me sit back and see, like, just peep game for a little bit. I like to watch and then make a decision. I don't like to be a part of the things as they're happening. I like to give it some time to see some results of how these things is gonna be, and then, you know, we can go there with it. Cause, you know, I like to be a fool in private. I don't like for everybody to know my business. So random, very random. But it's also something that I've seen across Beyonce's internet, and it's that a lot of people thinking that K Michelle's looks are just so dramatically different. And I don't know, I just don't see it. Like, I don't see where K Michelle looks so vastly different that people have to be like, oh my gosh, like they make a whole hoopla about it. I feel like K Michelle looks like K Michelle. Like, you know, yes, she got a little, it looks like she may have got a little nip tuck, but like she still looks like K Michelle. I can still readily identify. Every time I see a post come across and it's K Michelle, like I don't have to read the caption to know it's her. I think y'all be tripping. But you know, I find on the internet people do tend to exaggerate. That's like if Lil Baby is talking or somebody who has like a really heavy accent, people be like, what is he saying? I'm just like, and you know what he's saying. Or if somebody say something, like instead of saying specific, they be like, oh, they say Pacific. Like, you know what they mean. You know what they mean. Like, don't do that. I can't stand when folks try to act like they don't know what's going on because somebody didn't say it exactly right. Like, don't do that. You know what they talking about. You want to be a butthole. That's what it is. You just want to be a butthole, and I don't like that. Like, don't be, especially about something as far as like language, because half of us English speaking people don't know how the English language runs anyway. Like, so I don't like that. Don't think I'm about to wrap up here, because I got a few extra things I want to do before I close out my evening, and you know, I got a long week of work ahead of me. So that's a thing. But is there anything else I know what I want to talk about. Why is Kanye West moving across the street from Kim? Like, some people may think, so I seen some people on the internet basically saying, you know, trying to say that was kind of cute or sweet, or like he applying pressure. But me personally, like, I'm a person that if I tell you that I'm done with you and I don't want nothing to do with you no more, leave me alone. Okay? I don't find your extra efforts after the fact cute, because I'm a person that I let you know while you're here and while I'm interested, this is what you need to do to have me. So let's get with it. But when I tell you that I'm done, I'm done. And so, and Kanye West as a fellow Gemini, like, he making us look bad. Cause stop that. Like, him on the concert and him moving across the street and all that, like, stop it. Like I said, I know there's people on the internet, you know, he's fighting for his wife, yada yada yada, blah 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 blah, but no, because It's the same Kanye West that was, you know, not too long ago talking about how he told Kim to abort North. And, you know, this is the same Kanye West that's been booed up with like 4 different people since even before Kim had Pete. Like, he need to chill out. He need to chill out and go find him something else to do. And I don't care what nobody say. Him moving across the street is giving real First 48. It's giving somebody's about to be on Snap. Like, I don't think that's cute. I find that very toxic, very stalkerish, and very scary, to be completely honest. Especially, like, Kim and Kanye got money. He do not need to live across the street from her. He can fly them babies out twice a day if he want to. Like, he does not need to have a house right across the street from her. It just is unnecessary. It is completely unnecessary. And, you know, while I am not a lover of the Kardashians by any stretch of the imagination, this happens to be one of those isolated events where I'm just like, that man need to leave that lady alone. He need to leave her alone quickly, because it's getting real domestic. Like I said, some people might think that's cute. Some people might interpret it as he's fighting for his family, but why he wasn't fighting for his family while his family was his family? I mean, I can remember Kim talking about, you know what? I just thought about something. You remember on the show, Kim was talking to her mama, and she was saying how, you know, she didn't want a marriage where her husband was living in Wisconsin and she was living in LA or wherever the hell he was living at the time. Y'all remember that conversation? Y'all remember that clip? I'm gonna see if I can find it, and then I'm gonna post it in here so y'all can see that I ain't just talking out the side of my neck.
40 this year, I realized, like, no, I don't want a husband that lives in a completely different state. Yeah. To me, I thought, oh my God, that's when we're getting along the best. But then that is sad to me.
Y'all remember that clip? And now all of a sudden, he can move across the street. But you couldn't live in LA. But now you want to live across the street. Now that she's just like, all right, my guy, like, you done did enough and I'm done. Now you want to live across the street. But when she was wanting y'all to be together, you was in Wisconsin. Like, let's talk about that. That's what I'm saying. Like, people be saying stuff is just nice, and it really be like real narcissistic. I appreciate y'all for, you know, coming and listening to my unsolicited opinions. Ain't nobody asked me for it, but I gave it to you. And if you disagree with me, you can disagree with me. That's fine. I like to argue. I love to argue, honestly. We can be in the comment section just going back and forth if that's what you want to do. Like, I like that type of stuff. So, you know, if you feel free to argue with me or agree with me, like, that's cool. That's cool. That helps me out too. So yeah, don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe, because the goal for this year for this channel is to reach 1,000 subscribers, and that's not gonna happen if y'all don't help play out. So, you know, help play out. But I will see you. I have a video coming on Friday. What is it gonna be? Oh, I'm doing some press-on nails. I'm representing the Capricorns. We're having some Capricorn appreciation because I have quite a few Capricorns in my life. I couldn't personally date a Capricorn because, you know, Aries, Gemini, earthy Capricorn, not a mixture for greatness, in my opinion. But I do like quite a bit of Capricorns. I appreciate their stability on like a friendly level. We couldn't sustain a relationship, but on a friendly level, like, yeah, I got quite a few Capricorns in my life that I really fool with. So that's what's gonna be coming on Friday. Like I said, like, comment, share, subscribe. If you want to argue in the comments, we can argue in the comments, and I will see y'all later. Thank you. Peace.